Oculus here, Happy New Year. This is my first vlog in recording my VR fitness journey. I've been using the Oculus Quest for the past couple of months, and that came out in May 2019. For this video, I'm going to talk a bit about the Quest. I'm going to use it mainly for exercise, improve my fitness, and some games and accessories that I'll be using along the way. If you want to join me on this vlog journey, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. The Oculus Quest is an all-in-one headset, which means that it is completely cord-free, and all the processing is done on the headset itself, which utilizes a Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor. This is like a processor that you would see on like a mobile phone, high-end mobile phone, maybe from a couple of years ago or so. This differs from the Oculus Rift S, the Vive, and the Valve Index, as all of that is those headsets are connected to your PC, and all the processing power is done on your PC. The graphics are much better on the PC VR headsets, but the portability of the Oculus Quest makes it pretty compelling. The recent beta release of Oculus Quest Link does allow you to tether up your Quest to your PC and use it as a VR headset, and we can talk about that at a later video. I've got the 64 gig version of the Oculus Quest, which I think is more than ample storage for me. I've got a few games already installed on there from that were cross-buy purchases from the Rift S, and I've still got plenty of storage available. The 64 gig model is $649 from the Oculus Store or from Amazon. But if you're finding that you need more storage than the 64 gig, there is a 128 gig model available, and that is $799 Australian dollars. I've been using the Quest on a regular basis, more so than the Rift S, due to the portability nature of the Quest. I travel a bit for work, and I thought it'd be a pretty good travel companion. I recently came back from a trip from New Zealand, and it was absolutely perfect. Alright, so let's have a look at some of the apps and games that I'll be using as part of my VR fitness journey with the Oculus Quest. And the first one is called YourFit, and it is an app on the Oculus Quest that you sideload via SideQuest. And what it does is, with it being sideloaded, it will keep a track of all the calories that you are burning as you're using the Oculus Quest. And you can just go to yur.fit and then sign up for it, and there's instructions on how to do it via the Quest to do sideloading, or if you are using like an Oculus Rift S or say the Valve or the HTC Vive, there is also a Steam desktop app that just came out. They have also released a Android and iOS beta version of the mobile app as well, so you can keep track of your progress, and it's pretty cool because it will also sync to Apple Health if you're an iPhone user. And so what happens is this app loads in the background, and then it does have like an overlay, so you can keep a track of how much you are burning, and it breaks it down by like the app as well as an overall calorie burn, and they've got things like leaderboards and stuff like that. So this is what it looks like when you load up into the dashboard itself. So you can see, how many calories you're burning here, and then it also gives you a breakdown as well, so of the games that you're playing and how many calories overall, that sort of thing, as well. And so this is a bit of a look when I was testing it in December, so I can select any of these other dates, and then it gives me a breakdown on that, and it seems to be fairly accurate apparently. And then you can go into the leaderboard and have a look to see the calories that people are burning throughout the last week, day, etc. And then you can even go into the gameplay and see a breakdown of the various games or applications that you're using, and how many calories through there. Alright, so next up, some of the games that I'll be using as part of this journey. And the first one is one called Box VR, and so this is a boxing game, and there's a variety of workouts, and essentially these things come at you, so it's a bit like the rhythm games, music rhythm games, and you punch and you do hooks and you block, and then there's also dodging and doing squats and that sort of thing as well. There's probably about 30 or 40 workouts that have been set up by the trainers at Box VR, but you can also create your own playlist. It also gives you like a calorie counter as well. And from my experience, I found it's probably slightly lower than what YourFit is recording it as. But it seems pretty fun, and there's a variety of music that they use. At the moment, it's sort of the hip hop, and there's some rock ones, but there is an update coming out soon where they'll be introducing more genres like dance and electronic and that sort of thing as well. There is a multiplayer mode to allow you to join other people in sessions, other classes as well. I've only had that work successfully for me about once. I think maybe because of the time zone that I'm in Australia. So this is available on the Quest, the Rift, as well as like the Oculus Go. So you can find this on Steam and also on the Oculus Store as well. And this one's been pretty good actually. I've been quite impressed with it. The next game that I've been playing also that really gives you a workout is called Thrill of the Fight. So this is a boxing game, and the graphics aren't exactly that high tech, and yeah, it's fairly basic, but it's really good. The game auto calculates your intensity of your punches and then adjusts the game accordingly. It's different from some of the other boxing games like Creed or Knockout League, where they sort of require a bit of a strategy to beat certain players, whereas this is all about using your own stamina, your physical stamina, rather than like the in-game stamina to play. So with ones like Creed, if you punch too much, then the character sort of runs out of stamina and you have to wait, sort of thing. But here it says you go as hard as you want, and then you can gas yourself out. And then there's to work yourself into the game. There's a variety of opponents, and you can also set like the difficulty and that sort of thing as well. So as you can see, the graphics aren't exactly flash, but you really get a workout playing the game as well. And yeah, it's been quite fun actually, and I think I find that I can burn more calories in a couple of sort of 4-round sessions of this in about 15 minutes or so, than playing other games for about an hour, that sort of thing. And yeah, and like a boxing match, so there's 3-minute rounds, and then there's also like a 1-minute break, and I sort of encourage you to take that 1-minute break instead of sort of skipping it and going into the next round, sort of thing. But you'll definitely find you get quite a workout playing this game. And the next game that I also play quite a fair bit, which I really enjoy, is Beat Saber. And so this has just been taking the VR world by the storm, and people are going nuts over it. I think I've purchased this 3 times now. So originally on the PlayStation VR, once on the Steam VR store, and then again on the Oculus store as well, because Beat Games, I think they had to rewrite this from scratch, so they didn't support cross-buy. If you haven't seen Beat Saber before, essentially you've got 2 lightsabers in your hand, and then it's a music game, and the cubes come at you, and you've got to slice the cubes in the direction of the arrows that they point. There are quite a fair bit of songs that come with it, and they recently released the Green Day pack, and they also released on the Quest and the Rift as well, the 360 sort of levels as well. So traditionally the cubes come at you in one direction, but with the 360 update, it comes at you in all different directions, and it's not as daunting as you sort of think it would be. And so that's a look at some of the games that I'm currently using as part of this journey. There is another one as well, but I'll cover that in another video. I'm planning to have a vlog each week to record my journey using the Oculus Quest as a VR fitness tool. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell if you'd like to follow me on this journey. Thanks for watching.